you still care to talk to me?
We got the tactical nuke! Let's go, guys! So, what's up, guys? It's here, Bayanino or Quadigy, and do you want to get better at Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Look at myself. I actually have had like a 2 or 3 KD in every other Call of Duty, but in this Call of Duty, I actually started out with a 0.9 KD. Let me know your stats, at least your KD slash SPM, in every other Call of Duty, like average more or less, and let me know your KD and your SPM in this Call of Duty, because chances are your KD and SPM in this Call of Duty are probably significantly lower than in the past. So in this video today, I'm going to show you right now that I actually have been improving at the game. As you guys can see, I have a kill death ratio of 1.31 right now, and it's going to keep going up as well. I started off with a 0.9 KD for the first week of this game. So in this video, these tips are designed to help you get better at the game, because I know a lot of people are struggling. I even have 2 or 3 tactical nukes. I'm going to get more as the time goes on. I know people that have like 2 or 3 KDs that don't even have a tactical nuke. I'm like, how? So this is pretty much going to help you get better at the game. And yeah, first of all, the first thing that I want to mention is you need to have a good class setup. And the best guns in this game, in my opinion, are in the assault rifle section. Like, if you literally look at all of these assault rifles, they're probably some of the strongest guns in the game. We got the Kilo, you got the FAL for those of you that have a trigger finger, the infamous M4A1, the FR556, which can really one burst at certain ranges. The M13's a beast, the Scar, the AK-47, I think the Odin I've won over. All of these guns are really solid. And if you level up and stick to an assault rifle, you will get the best attachments for it. Now, there's one attachment that if you can get it on a gun, I highly recommend it. And the attachment that I'm talking about is the Compensator. If you go to the muzzle section and you look at the Compensator, this is one of the best attachments in the game. I would say recoil control helps you a ton with a lot of the assault rifles in this game, because those that have some recoil, you pretty much eliminate all of the recoil with this one attachment. So if there's a gun that you're having trouble controlling and you want it to be instantly better, try out the Compensator. It will reduce your recoil to almost 0, to where it's super easy to control. At least in my opinion. Let me know what attachments do you think are key to you. But yeah, that's my first tip. Use an AR in your best class setup system, and make sure to use recoil control. My second tip right now I'm going to give you is use Dead Silence Field Upgrade. If you use the Dead Silence Field Upgrade, you're pretty much going to make yourself completely silent, and you're going to be able to flank around enemies extremely fast. They won't even hear you coming either, which is insane. So if you get kills while using Dead Silence as well, it refreshes your duration, so you're literally able to rush as much as you want. Use Dead Silence. Unless you're playing ground war. If you're playing ground war, then anything else is really applicable. Like tactical insertion. Tactical insertion is really nice. It's still kind of personal preference when it comes to ground war. I'm not really thinking about ground war when it comes to these nukes. I'm thinking more 6v6 / 10v10. But some of these tips can be applied to ground war as well. And one of the final tips that I'm going to give you before we get to an actual game is look at your sound settings and go to your audio mix. Make sure it's on boost low, because if it's on boost low, you'll be able to sound whore these dudes like crazy. And sound whoring on this game is extremely key, as many of you guys know. And if you're able to pretty much pinpoint where they're coming from, that's really important. Try taking some time in private match and try to sound whore against bots and see if you can predict a bot's movement before it actually gets to you. Like, turn off the minimap, turn off everything. You can even try hardcore at this point in private match and see if that helps you. Anyways, we're going to look at some gameplay, and I'll give you some more tips. Keep being amazing, and make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications, and the tips so far have helped you. You guys are freaking dope. Thank you for the support. So here we are on some gameplay. Sorry if I'm kind of blocking my face cam. You can't kind of see my reactions. But by the way, I do stream on Twitch. So if you guys want to see some of these gameplay live, I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheMarkOfAHero. My schedule for streaming is a little bit scuffed though. I have no idea when I'm going to stream. I just kind of stream at random times. So I do recommend that you turn on post notifications for Twitch as well once you do follow me. without further ado, let's get on with more of these tips. One of the biggest things that I can tell you guys for killing enemies faster is either aiming straight for the head if you see somebody before they see you, or aiming straight for the chest. Because if you aim straight for their chest while you're in the middle of a gunfight, chances are they're going to be able to shoot at you as well. But the thing is, there's this mechanic in Call of Duty Modern Warfare called Flinch, where if an enemy hits you, your gun will kind of like bounce up, where, you know, where sometimes if you were aiming at their head, you'll miss some of the bullets. So my biggest tip, especially if you are engaging with somebody, is aim for the chest. Because if that was the case, the view kick would go up because of the flinch that you receive from your enemy's bullets. And in that case, you'll pretty much just destroy them. You'll nuke them. Because the headshot multiplier in this game for some of these weapons, if you haven't heard, on the M4A1 it was like a 1.6 before. They lowered it down to like a 1.4, I believe. But the gun is absolutely insane. Like, it's crazy how strong this gun is when you aim for the head. So always aim for the head if you're flanking, or if you're not being engaged by somebody else. But if you're in the middle of an engagement, try your absolute hardest to get your aim perfect enough to where you can aim towards the chest. One way you can practice this is obviously going to private match and practicing your aim. If you practice your aim in private match against bots, you're going to allow yourself enough time to improve at the game, because you're going to be drilling yourself against a bunch of bots. That's what I used to do in Call of Duty Ghosts, and that's how I become one of the best players, in my opinion, in my mind. That was one of my best CODs. Whenever I would practice against bots, my friend got me into that system. You know, I would kill maybe like 200 bots a day in private match to get myself better. So practicing against bots is definitely, you know, some people might find it newbie, but it actually does prepare you. It kind of triggers and trains your aim. It's like a drill, I guess you could say. You know how some basketball players would drill themselves by pretty much just shooting hoops? You're pretty much shooting hoops, you know, in the private match. You never see that. But a lot of these pro players, they do that. You know, they play against bots, they play against other professional players. They get better at the game as well. You know, we don't come out, you know, being good at the game automatically. It takes us some time. Also, I'm going to skip the kill streaks here because, as you guys can see, I didn't use advanced UAV at all in this game. And that leads me on to my next tip. Use your minimap to your full advantage. And even though the minimap is not the OG minimap, people can still take advantage of the minimap that's in the game right now, which is why I quote-unquote adapted to this game. People don't understand that you don't need to see little red dots on the map. If you at least see your teammates, then you can have a clear indication of where enemies might be on your radar. That's the thing. Like right here, you guys can see me predicting the enemy's like movement. I mean, right now we have an OG minimap, you know, we got the radar going on. But even without it, like, I didn't have a UAV this entire streak. I wasn't even using UAV myself. I was running VTOL, Chopper Gunner, and Gunship. And no advanced UAV either. People say you need a UAV or an advanced UAV to drop high streaks, but you really don't. You don't. And if you're able to make yourself not rely on those things, because some people do be running Ghost. So even a UAV in itself is kind of a disadvantageous state, because you leave yourself kind of vulnerable in your mind by making that mistake. But if you're able to pretty much predict where the enemies are by basing it upon your teammates and kind of just knowing the spawns and kind of analyzing your teammates' movements, then you're pretty much able to pick up on where people should be. So trust me, use your minimap to your advantage. You don't need radar, you know, pings to kind of carry you through. One thing I can tell you to kind of like train on this is just practice. You know, practice like predicting spawns, and also make sure to utilize your footsteps as well, because footsteps are extremely important. Use your Dead Silence field upgrade. That's pretty much where they become the UAV in a sense. You know, you become the ghost. You're able to hear everybody else in a sense. Out of all the tips, this is probably the most key tip that I can tell you, is obviously take advantage of your minimap, but don't rely on it, is what I'm trying to say. Like, don't rely completely on it, because you do need to have some kind of natural instinct to get these nukes done. My next tip is to flank whenever you're not feeling confident. If there's an objective game mode, then try to stay away from the objectives if you can't find yourself like kind of like defending the objective, because obviously in that case you're kind of exposing yourself a little bit more. But if you're able to flank, and not leave yourself so exposed, that would actually help you really well as well. So for some reason, if you're not feeling too confident, then try to utilize that. And for my last tip, confidence and coolness will help you go a long way. You need to get enough momentum on this game to really be aggressive and confident, and it is possible. You can be confident on this game. Obviously, the best thing you should do is obviously read your enemies, read your teammates, see how the majority of the game is going to play. Are most of these guys using 725s? Then, you know, remain your cool. You're probably not going to drop a nuke in that game because they're using 725s. There's just some things that you can't avoid on this game. Like shotguns, they're one of them. One way you can avoid shotguns is to be kind of long range from them, or to kind of sneak up on them. But you can't face a shotgun head to head. You need to analyze your opponents. Are they all sitting in the back using snipers? Then don't stay too much of a long range. Or is one person doing that? Then don't go to that part where somebody's kind of, you know, in the long range. You know, you want to be cool and analyze your situation. You know, analyze the lobby that you have at hand. And just you know, kind of grow confidence from it as the game goes on. And if you can retain your confidence from the very beginning, then you'll drop a nuke like absolutely nothing, which is what you see exactly in this freaking game. Oh my gosh, just seeing that tactical nuke pop up makes me so freaking happy. But anyways, you guys are all freaking amazing. If these 7 tips helped you boost your KD in any way, let me know in the comment section below. But the most important tips that, in my opinion, that you can take away from this is aim for the center chest, so that the you kick headshots, aim for the head, so you can get headshots on enemies, and to not completely rely on your minimap, but to take advantage of it whenever you can. So, you guys are all freaking amazing. I want to see one of you guys drop without advanced UAV in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And just know that I really appreciate you, especially if you're new and you're random. Like, hello, welcome to the family. If you're new and you want to stick around for any more tips, entertaining gameplay, news and updates on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, then you've come to the right channel. And I've got a nice little positive attitude. At least that's what most people would tell me. But you guys are all freaking amazing. You guys are all dope. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications, and just continue to be big ballers. I'll see you guys all later. Bye!